Okay, I am here to show off Illumination, the Minions. That's right, the Minions movie. The Minions movie is kind of a split bag. As you can see here, it's got 55% like score, so it's pretty much split on the audience. Now, I had to rewatch this film several times. Well, not several times, I mean twice. I watched it on Friday and watched it again today. Because I could not figure out at all what my thoughts were on this film. So, I watched it again today, and I think I am gonna talk about the film now. I gotta say, it's not as bad as a lot of people think it is. I mean, there's some people who actually like it. I mean, it's unlike the first two. It's more like the first two Despicable Me movies. It's more aimed at a younger audience. Yeah, it's aimed more at a younger audience. So, yeah, but it's basically a spin-off movie talking about, how the Minions all, how they met, grew, and all that. And I gotta say, I'm kind of split on this, honestly. I really like they focus on the Minions. I kind of do. On the other hand, I gotta say, I can't understand what the Minions are saying half the time. Because, they speak gibberish. Which I heard when people talking about the Minions, that they actually are speaking different languages. So they have a bunch of different languages, including English. I don't know, though. I just know that trying to watch an entire movie with Minions in it and not being able to understand them, it's kind of hard to, it's actually kind of hard to, follow what they're talking about when you can't understand them. On the other hand, here's the thing. I actually like Bob, Stewart, and Kevin as characters. Basically, the people behind the movie probably gave them different character personalities because you're gonna be focusing on them throughout the movie. Now, of course, they're still goofy, but Kevin's more mature. Bob's more Bob's, more of a, how should I say, he's more, childish, and, Stewart is more of a, Stewart basically is kind of a grump, but I think it works pretty well, actually. I think it does. Another thing, though, I gotta say I have a problem with is the way they tell the story. See, I was watching the Minions when Despicable Me first came out back in 2010, and I thought they were aliens. But nope, this movie says, oh, they were on this planet since the beginning, so yeah, I don't like that. Kind of rather than been on a planet or something and then come to Earth. I don't know. I think it would have been better. I don't know though, but I think the movie still starts out decent. And then then Kevin, Bob and Stewart go and find a villain to have them lead them. Because throughout history, they messed up a lot of villains. They accidentally killed the T-Rex, they killed the caveman, which for some reason appear in the end credits. They do, even though we know that the dinosaur is definitely dead because he fell in the lava, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe they went back in time or something. I don't really know. But yeah, they appear at the end of the movie. I guess I kind of say, even though they're not from another planet, and I'm really disappointing about that, I gotta say I am happy that we get to see, how the planet kind of evolved over time too. But yeah, there's actually a lot of deaths in this movie. There's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of deaths. Compared to the other the other elimination films, there is a ton of deaths here. Basically, there's the dinosaur, the caveman, which I know they appeared. They appeared, at the end credits. But still, they did die. They fell in lava, so I don't know. But they died. So did there's also a segment where we see at the convention where we see this professor guy going in the future and bringing future selves back. He died, and all the clones were erased. So yeah, there's a lot of deaths in this movie. There really is. For an elimination film, there's a lot of deaths. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm gonna talk about some other parts I like about the Minions movie. I like the car segment where they're in the car with this family, and I gotta say, this dad, he's such a nice guy. He really is. Yes, he's stealing. His family's a bunch of crooks and stealing stuff, but he's such a nice dad. When his daughter tripped the alarm, sending the cops, after them, he immediately forgave her. He said that everyone makes mistakes, which is true. I like that. And people say that Dr. Stubenser from the Phineas and Ferb is a great dad. This guy's a good dad too. But yeah, I gotta say, I definitely like the family. Too bad they're not on the screen too long. They make appearances every so often. But yeah, they're not on the screen very long. It's mostly focusing on Scarlet Overkill. Yeah, while they were watching TV, by getting locked in the store, they were watching TV. They were watching TV though. While they were watching TV, there's apparently a segment where you see human versions of our main characters, Bob, Kevin, and Stuart. You see we see them as humans on TV. I don't really like it, honestly. I think, I don't know, the way they designed Bob as a human, it doesn't look as good. Bob looks more cute and friendly, even though the minions all kind of look the same. I don't know, Bob just doesn't match Bob's, looks. But it's only on the screen for a second. Then we get to introduce to the Scarlet Overkill, which is, honestly, I don't really like her too much. I don't really like her. I like her husband. I really like her husband, but I don't really like her that much. She doesn't really have a personality. She's just kind of, unlike our three heroes, she's just kind of, we know that she had a backstory where she was made fun of, but we don't get to really see the backstory. We don't see her backstory. With Despicable Me, we see why Gru wanted to become a villain. We see it. Gru wants to become a villain so he can please his mom. We see it. We don't get flashbacks and stuff about that. We don't. And then she tells them a bedtime story and tells the minions a bedtime story, which is Bob, Kevin, and Stuart. They tell them a story, And it basically it gives away the plot that she's going to kill them if they fail her. And guess what? They do fail her. It's more that Bob becomes king because I guess he pulled the sword from the stone. I thought that was a little stupid, honestly, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's okay. I think it does make Bob a king, and we get to see a little bit of that. But yeah, I don't know. The character I like, though, a lot in this movie has to be Herm. Herm is Scarlett's husband, and I love Herm. He's just so dramatic. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's some great scenes in this movie. There really is, especially with Herm. Herm just has a dramatic emotions. Like when Scarlett points out that the minions, Bob, Kevin and Stuart. I'm gonna keep saying their names so you know who I'm talking about. Basically, uses his inventions to steal the crown, and they become king. Bob becomes king. But I like the way Herm, responds to it. It's just so funny. Herm is just hilarious. He's hilarious. But yeah, there's some good moments in this movie. There's also some stuff I'm not really a fan of. Like, I don't like Scarlett kind of killing the minions because they accidentally killed her. I don't know. It seems kind of wrong. So I'm probably going to go ahead and give myself a score for this. I'm definitely going to make this a meh. This film is definitely a meh. And for the score, like the actual point score itself, I'm going to probably give it I'm going to give it 47 points. Actually, take that back, 46 points, because I would give it 47, but I think 46 is a bit better because here's the thing. Again, there's a lot of good moments in this movie. There are. However, again, the backstory with the minions, I don't like the way they tell it. I don't really like that as much. And again, we focus on the minions, which we can't understand what they're saying. But I think this film is okay to watch. Like, I rewatched it again just to do this review, and I didn't have a problem watching it. I liked a lot of segments. I liked the part where Kevin becomes ginormous. I like the part where Herm and the minions are in the dungeon and he's playing around with them. It's so funny. I mean, this movie, it throws funny things at you all the time. It's really good. Also, I should worth note that this movie takes place in it takes place in the year 1968. So that means since Gru, is like 8 or 10 years old, that means Gru is probably in his late 60s by now. So that's pretty interesting. So Gru has adopted daughters, and he's almost in his 60s. I think that's probably interesting. I mean, I think that the article said he was in his 50s, but if he was in real life, if he was a real living person, he would be in his late 60s. But I think the Minions movie is actually pretty okay, and I could watch it again in the future. Again, I like how they give the characters, Bob, Kevin, and Stuart, personalities, than just making them all generic. And I like Herm. I don't like Scarlett, but I like Herm. And I like some of the scenes, with the family, like I mentioned, and the awesome dad to the little girl. I like that. But yeah, I think it's okay. I don't think it's the best. Anywho, my throat's starting to hurt. I'm probably going to have to let this go so I can rest my throat. I'll see you guys though later. Anywho, this is Dasho Rose. Have a nice day. Bye.